Greetings from Crystal Lake in the Northern Highlands American Legion State Forest in northern Wisconsin. And we're going to take a look at the campground here. This lake is designated, it's no motors on this lake. It is designated that the entire shoreline is considered beach. So you can basically hang out anywhere you want. None of it is anybody's campsite. It is all available to treat as a beach. There is a beach area. There are several different areas with parking and parks around this lake. It's not a big lake. And let's go check out the campground. First, we're going to start with the map to show you how I'm getting around. Okay, looking at the map here, I'm going to give you a sense of what I'm going to do. I'm going to start here at 400 and work our way down, and then come back around and work our way up through the system here. It doesn't quite make sense because it's really here, 40, then it jumps somewhere over here, comes down around, back around, but we'll just have to do what we can with a loop up there, so I don't have to walk it 3 times. So let's get going. Okay, starting with 401 now, next to the boat ramp. Very large site on the water side. 402, I believe. I'm looking for the sign. Still don't see the sign. Still don't. There it is. This is just, you can see how big it is, but you enter over here. Quite a bit of space in here. Lots of room in here. 403 over here on the water. Okay, this is 403. Nice wide sides. Table just kind of plunked in the middle. However you want to use it. You have access down to the beach right over there, or to the lake, which is all beach. 404 over here. There are lots of families and kids in this campground. 405 over here goes forever and is really wide. Plenty of room to play there. 406 over here. A tent site almost seems too much, but that seems to be the norm here. They're all that big. 407 over here. Lots of room. It does kind of hook around. You know, normally you'd back in that way, but you got to hook around to get an RV in here. 408 over here. This one is, well, that tree is really in your way. You could squeeze an RV in over here and have a ton of room over on that side. Now, I haven't seen one of these before. This is new to me. Not your typical pump. I think I prefer the pump made in Wisconsin than that one. 409, lots of roots in this drive-in over here, but lots of good space for tents beyond that. 411, I'm not going to show you too many kids. 410, huge site on the forest side. 412, nice big site, lots of room there. 413, another huge site, maybe not as big. It's a little tight in the back. There's a hump behind the table there. 414 here. This side is good. Just treat this as unusable around this tree. The roots are out of control. Let's go down and take a look at the water from here. This is just immense amount of space to play with. Let's see what's off the back of this site. Nice little sandy beach down here. Wade out on. And I can see across, straight across, there is basically a park-like setting over there. Now from any of these waterside sites, you can follow the trail down along the shoreline and find any little spot you want to hang out you want. Okay, 414, 418, 415, 417. That is some strange numbering. They're walk-ins. Parking area up front. They're all empty right now, so we'll take a look at them. 416 here. Nice little tent site. This is a nice tent grouping here. Center aisle. 18 over here. 17 over here. Just nice little tent sites. Not too far a walk-in. Nothing dramatic in these sites. No big views or anything. They're just convenient walk-ins with a real pump over there. 419 over here. Very wide site. Not incredibly deep. 420 over here. Nice wide. Once you get lined up here, you can go back in here with something really big once you get past that tree, and all sorts of room once you're in there. Across from that, we have 3 more walk-in sites. You can pretty much see them from here. 421, 423, 422. Who put them in that order? I don't know. That's where I guess you park, but it's 21, 22, 23's in the back over there. 424 over here, medium length, but really wide. 425, it hooks around. I got a lot of narrow entrance here where the van is. There's a lot of room over to the right, but it is probably best for tents. 426, not on the water side here. There's the vault toilet's right here, so people are going to be walking through here. So really consider your site past those trees. Let's call it a tent site. Put your car here. 427, you can get a rig in here beyond this, between the trees here, or use it as they are with nice big tent site. 428, nice and wide. You could fit anything in there, any combination you want. 429, I feel like I'm at the end of the line here. That one goes forever. It doesn't line up well, but I guess once you're in there, they pulled straight in. Huh. They pulled straight in and got their vehicle out around it. That's pretty impressive. That one has its own little beachy area, kind of special there. So 429 is a really nice special site. 429 even had one of the nice little benches you sit at and to look out on the water. That's permanently affixed. So that one has some extra amenities. All right, I'm gonna work my way back, tracking here to the boat ramp, and then do the other side of the loop, or first another straight shot out and back, and then a loop. Looks like there's several waterfront sites I could have grabbed here tonight. But I grabbed a beautiful one over in Muscatine, just a little further up the road. Okay, made it back to the boat ramp. Gonna continue up this next run that ends at the bathhouse. 430 doubles back because now we're coming in this way on the water side, so things may seem backwards. It goes back quite a ways and then juts off to the side. You can see the next one how wide and never-ending, and it looks like very well cared for and raked. That is how much space is available beyond the fifth wheel here. I'm trying to figure out what number that is. 431. 432 over here goes forever back. 433 along the water, again, really wide beyond the room you have for your trailer. 434, and these are all flat. I'm not mentioning grade or anything because they're all very, very flat. 434, really deep. 435, quite congested. 436, really deep. 437, quite a bit of room for something even longer if needed. Now, since we're near the bathhouse, this is 438. This is an accessible site. Just another nice big wide site, but easily accessed to the bathroom. 441 over here. For some reason, that's not the accessible site, probably because it's got a lot of variations in the surface. Big and deep, but watch out for the tree roots. Get a pair here, 439, a pair of 340. I'm not going to show you, there's too many kids in there. Those two sites do a lot with it, with along the water there. Very, very functional. Okay, I'm at the shower house. I'm going to look again at the map, try to figure out my best way to do this. I don't think the numbering is going to make sense because I'm going to go up one side and down the other, but they're both intended for me to start at the other end. Now, the map I showed you, I don't think has been updated. It listed this whole center run here as non-reservable. I think they are reservable. Every site in the system is now reservable. But you can reserve day of if it's available, like I did tonight. I just went in, found a site I liked, went on the line, booked it. If you book it day of, you don't have to pay the reservation fee of an extra, like almost $8. So it's worth doing that if you can. It's kind of its own version of first come, first serve. Now I'm going to look at this backwards on this first row. This is the host site. We got a nice Class A. It's probably one of the nicest things for a host I've seen in a while. 449 here along the water side. So this stretch is only on the water side. And then when I come back, it'll be two-sided on the woods. So this one is actually a pull-through. So you can enter here and go out over there. It makes it much easier. It's a pull-through, but it's got a whoop-de-doo that may or may not work for you. Next to it is an accessible ramp down to the water. Let's take a look at that. So there's a little bit of beach on either side. They didn't do accessible access down to the water, just to here. Now, since all of this is beach, considered beach, all that is camping over there. Someone has anchored one of the foam rafts out there for the kids to swim out to. And over here I see some other things along the shoreline that people brought and beached along for them to use later. And the stairs here really emphasize that even though you have a waterfront site, it is not yours. It is accessed, is public access for everybody. All right, we're taking a look at this big site. Back in through here to get to where they are. Lots of room, and that's 448. 447 here. Another big space. You can hook around the corner and have quite a bit of room for an RV back there, or well, it looks like somebody went straight back with a Class B or something and using leveling blocks. Another big waterfront site sitting empty-ish, although it looks like somebody just left. 446 was way back over here, way down here, but the fire's still smoldering, so they did not get it dead out before they left. 445 here, another nice big long one. Plenty of room behind his pickup. You could have the camper there or off to the side. 444. Going back over here. Back in anything here. Or you can tent city this. Now let's take a quick look down at the beach since it's empty. And this one really has a beach. I'm guessing the stuff that's down here belongs to the neighbors. You can truly call this a beach. Very nice. 443. Hard to tell what's going on here. There's a lot going on here. It's a big site. You can do a lot. Alright, I come to an internal junction. That I'll get to later. That doubles back down towards the bathhouse with sites on both sides. Now, continuing on here along the water, and now I have sites on both sides of this. That is an absolutely gorgeous sign at 464, I think. And now you're driving that way and backing in this way. 465 over here, big room there, and lots of big trees taking up space over here. 466, fairly large, not one of the biggest, but a very nice site near the water. 467, a large, long, deep site on the wooded side. Over here at 468, it's quite a right of room to put something in back there, or just enjoy your tent site. 469, medium-sized site, not one of the biggest ones, but not small. Then we have another beach access, so you don't have to go through people's sites to do it. 470, I think here. I'm not sure, the flag's in the way. It's a little, there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room there to play. 471 over here. You can see it's got quite a bit of space in there. Okay, 473, they've done something interesting. There is an RV in there. This is on the water side, and then between these two Coleman tents, they have basically created their own private space with a little pathway with little puck lights that light up at night. Wonderful way to create your own private space here amongst all the chaos. 472, mid-sized site, not the longest one. 475, they've also built a barrier before their RV to create some privacy. 447 over here. You see the size of the RV and plenty of room to the side. Just got some trees to play with. 476 over here, mid-sized site. There's a tree they had to hook around back there. 447, pretty big, not one of the largest. The angle is a little awkward getting in here, but it does have nice beach access. 448, a little tight up front, but plenty of room in the back. 449, they're still getting settled in here. They got quite a bit of room back there. Okay, I come to a bit of a split. Gonna head down this way. It says it's a dead end, so I assume it has a cul-de-sac, somehow to get your vehicles back out. This is the water side over here. Interesting, this is the second Silverado I've seen that has collector's plates on them. 480, big site. Plenty of room back there. 481, really wide site once you get in there. 482 here, nice big site. We have the trail coming off the back here, over there. The vulture just talked to me. So there are bike trails back here you can catch off the end of the campground. It's tough to get a pickup truck to collector's plate level in Wisconsin without getting rust in the salt belt, so they must not use that much in the winter. Okay, back at that split again. 483, nice big site you can do a lot with. You're not on the water anymore, but there are access points to it. The rest of these are not on the water. I may struggle to film some of this because there are a lot of kids, so I may be skipping a lot of things. The next set is 484, 485. That's a pair of sites, so there are a lot of people in there. 486, very wide, large site. I have a feeling that's connected with the neighbors. 487 here and 488 are not listed as a pair, I don't believe, but they would make a great pair. They have a good connection between the two sites, so people coming and going that belong together. You can see that's pretty big over there. This one is a little harder to work the RV in and be a part of a pair. 489. Once you get in here, it's a nice good space back here. At the left, there are a lot of roots heading towards that picnic table, making it kind of awkward. And oh, fire rings hiding back there behind the tree. 490 over here, nice and long. They've hooked their little pop-up, which is great. That is a great use of that site. 491 is a smaller site. This is definitely geared towards tents or a pop-up or teardrop. 492 is way back in the woods. Feels more like a backyard. 493, see we got an open space here and tuck around where the fire pit and currently the table are, or you could put your tent over there. 494, kind of open to 496 over there. It's fairly wide, plenty deep. It's not one of the deepest one, but it should handle most uses. 495, deep. You got two big rocks at the back that were your stop point, and there's a trail that'll probably lead you back down towards the beach area. 496, mid-sized depth, but very wide. 497, 498 are a pair, but with a very small opening to bring you in. Similar to 499 and 500 over here, booked as a pair, narrow opening, big wide space in the back. I can show you because right now there are no kids in here. So there you go. 500 here, got a breeze coming up. Not one of the biggest ones. I see trails off the back that'll get you down to the beach. Yeah, it's not one of the biggest ones, but this is using it well. Okay, I believe this is my last stretch, 450 to 463, heading back down off the beach, heading towards the bathhouse. 450 on the right here. Got some decent depth, more depth if you shoot where the table is before you hit a rock, but this is working well for a tent. 451 over here. Doesn't look like it gets a lot of love, but it's a nice site. It goes back quite a ways. Table off on the left, fire ring even further over. 452. There's quite a bit of room back there. They're just using tents, but you could get an RV in here comfortably. 453 over here on the left. Way back. That is a long site. Never ending. Anything will fit in here. And a little space off to the side. 454. Truck, boat, small boat, RV behind it, and space to the side. All kind of tucked back in there. 455. We got the boat, Class B. Enough room to put a whole lot more up there, and then the side section where the fire is. 456. You can kind of see the spacing. This isn't one of the biggest ones, but this is about the right size for what fits in there. 457, car, truck, camper, side space. You could go something really long in here and still have room for the extra car. 458, really wide site, not one of the deepest ones, but very wide. 459, narrow entrance and then widens way out. 460, not one of the deepest sites. This is a good tent site. 461 hooks way back around. Lots of room back in there, and they've made a nice little tent city out of it. 462 over here, lots of room. It's not one of the longest, but it's very wide in the back. 463 right across from the bathhouse is an accessible one. Lots of room back over here, and there is a power pole because it may have medical needs that require power. Otherwise, it's still a very large site. One of the amenities of this campground is 3 stalls of dump station. Those not only service this campground, but many of the neighboring ones. And I just paid my $6 in the ranger station to get my firewood. I was able to pick it up here, but there's also a shed you can pick it up too. So, thanks for coming along on this journey. Smokey says hi in his selfie stand on the other side of Crystal Lake. The campground is on the far side of the lake. This is one of the wonderful extra beaches available for all those that are visiting from one of the many other campgrounds around here. This is a great day use spot for that. You can come over here, enjoy this nice beach. So that's my tour of Crystal Lake Campground. It is crystal clear on that lake. It is a beautiful lake. One thing I loved about reviewing those sites is I did not have to talk much about, are they level, do they slope, do they in, out. They all are beautiful flat sites. Wonderful campground. You really can't go wrong. You got your choice of some waterfront ones, non-waterfront ones. They're all very nice. Some are a little bigger than others. If you have a really big rig, pay real close attention. Otherwise, you can squeeze into just about any of those. So thanks for coming along on this journey. I'll have a playlist here of all of the state park campgrounds as well as the state forest ones. And I'll also have a separate playlist of all the national forest campgrounds in Wisconsin that are just to the east of here. They're not far away. So thanks for coming along. Get on out there. There are plenty of sites available. Don't say you can't find a site. And watch out for deer.